in your state of the city,
Right.
you touched on a lot of these issues yourself. Talk about the multi-layered effects of violence in this community and the multi-layered challenges that this city faces.
Sure. Well, you know, I suppose if I had a magic wand I could wave over the city, I would make the guns go away, and we all know that's not going to happen. I think the power of this moment here tonight, and looking at this audience here tonight, is that this community has come together in a way, driven by the awfulness of these last 6 weeks, has come together in a way that we haven't seen for a very, very long time here to address these problems, this issue. And you're right, it is multi-layered, it's multi-dimensional, it's not just about guns, it's about poverty, it's about despair, it's about education, and we've got to address every single one of those issues if we're going to resolve the issues of violence in Grand Rapids.
You brought up education, and I know that you're the mayor and not necessarily the superintendent of the school district, but this is a world-class city with world-class facilities, a great-looking hotel, and a big event in the fall with Art Prize. Why don't we have world-class public schools?
We do have world-class public schools, and I'm not the superintendent. You're absolutely right, and I wish you were here tonight because there's some amazing things happening in our Grand Rapids public schools, and we need to celebrate that and not just draw the conclusion that we've got a failing school system.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Marley?
Well, you know, we want to focus on our kids now. We want to talk about how you steer them down the right path. So I'm joined now by Duke Turley, a man who's working to make a difference. I appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Now, one thing that we do want to show is a picture of you and your father. We can show that to the audience right now. Now, your father was in a gang himself, true?
True.
How was this, with him being in a gang, what was that like growing up, having this really right in your house?
Actually, I didn't experience none of that time with my father when he was a part of that life. My father was incarcerated 22 years of my life. My father had just came out, you know, on the outs of my life just last year, so I never really experienced that.
How did that impact you? Because there are a lot of kids who grow up with that.
It impacted me a lot. My father's decisions then helped me become the person I am today. You know, him inspiring me not to do what he done. So that definitely helped.
And how did that work? How did seeing what your father was going through, growing up yourself with your father in prison, how did that make you change?
Many will look at that as an excuse. To me, that was an obstacle of overcoming everything that's happening or everything that could happen. I just kind of took that as a stepping stone, you know. Definitely the phrase they always use, you know, what don't kill you, you know, makes you stronger. So that definitely helped.
And you know, you really have been at the front of all this, because I do remember when we spoke to you at the Trayvon Martin March as well. Why did you want to be a part of that?
I just kind of think that it was sad, you know, that happened and whatnot, but it took, you know, a white man to kill a black boy for all of us to come together. And then, you know, here it is day on day. We got black on black violence, you know, and now we doing all this, so.
What's your message then? I mean, what is your message to other young people?
Be you know, at the end of the day, it's more so following, you know. A lot of people don't act out in violence on their own, you know, they do it together. You know, why can't we do something positive together?
Duke Turley doing what he can to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take a look at this picture. Madhi Hayes, a young man, looked like he was on the right track, an Army reservist looking to make a future for himself. That is until he was shot and killed in a Grand Rapids alleyway just off Prince Street a few weeks ago. His parents, John and Sarita Gibbons, tell us that Madhi was conflicted. They are here in studio with us tonight. If I could ask you to stand up, please. I can see the pain on your face, and I'm sorry for your loss. And as you're sitting here watching this, I'm just interested, what's going through your mind?
Well, I realize that the youth of the day have a lot of problems. Mahi was one of them. He could be very good, but he had a streak in him that he wanted to do what he wanted to do. You get into the wrong area, wrong people, wrong situation, anything's possible, and that could happen to anybody.
We talked with the chief earlier, who seemed to indicate that his death is connected to another crime in this city, and this might have been all about a girl. How does that make you feel?
Well, we never condoned Mahi dating. That's one thing. We only helped him, and he became what he was before he died because we're activists right now, and we've been out here about 15 years, and we see the blocks. We see the blocks, even though the organizations are out here, they're not embracing the older kids, and when they do, the kids are not interested. And the only way they can be interested is to have safe havens that is constant, and the information has to be there readily, and it's not. And we have taken on kids, we have taken on many kids, and the problem we see is that we can't get through. We can't continue this. We want to continue this. I have been out here, connect to all the organizations. A lot of people here know that we've done that, and we have helped a lot of kids.
You're saying you're getting discouraged.
I'm getting discouraged because how are we going to find the resources ourselves to get a building, to establish what we need to establish so the kids will come in? We harvest their gifts and talents now. We don't wait and say, and when you get older. And when they look at older, they don't see their race. They don't see how that's going to happen when you don't harvest them now. They go out into the world and they do the things they do because there's no connection to them past what the organizations have as what they say they offer.
And we should point out, too, that you adopted your son,
Yes.
And he was older at the time.
Yeah, 13. We adopted him at
Not a lot of
13.
people take that risk.
Well, the youth are usually set in their ways at teenagers. You know, if they are
But you
just...
thought you could save him.
Yeah, I mean, we've worked with a lot of young kids, and we have fostered teenagers. Some of the few parents that want to do that or have done that. So, you know, you have to look at it from a situation that you're helping someone possibly go the right way, you know, because if they are not helped at that time, what do they have left?
Exactly.
Okay, and we worked with Mahi trying to get him into the military so that he needed 4 years. He just missed it.
I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so glad you're here, though. Don't give up. John and Sarita Gibbons, thanks for your time tonight.